Ceuta, summer 710 AD. The Mediterranean smells of salt and figs. Tariq ibn Ziyad, a Berber slave turned shipwright, runs his calloused hands over the hull of a Byzantine dromon. His fingers trace the wood grain like a lover's spine. This ship is his masterpiece, his ticket to freedom. Across the strait, the cliffs of Hispania glow amber in the dusk. Count Julian's daughter, Florinda, watches him from the palace balcony. Her wrists still bear the bruises from King Roderick's visit last moon. She clutches a blood-crusted gold cross, the one torn from her neck during the assault. A slave whispers, "The king's men come again at dawn." Florinda snaps the cross chain. "Then we burn sooner." That night, Tariq is summoned to Julian's chambers. The Count's hands shake as he unrolls a map. Can you build ships to carry an army? The candlelight flickers against the parchment, revealing hastily drawn routes across the sea. Tariq's eyes scan the map, but his mind drifts to the slave yards of Ceuta, to the chains, to the whips, to the cries of his people. He clenches his fists. Outside, the first torch is lit. Gibraltar, April 30th. 711 AD. The sea whispers against the hulls of 700 ships. Tariq's ships, built plank by plank during his years of slavery. The wood still smells of North African cedar and pine tar. His men murmur like frightened sheep. The Visigoths have 100,000 soldiers. We should wait for Musa's reinforcements. Allah protect us. Tariq climbs onto a barrel of Greek fire. The morning sun catches the scars on his back, each one a story of chains and lashings. Look south, his voice cracks like a whip. Across the strait, the mountains of Morocco fade into the haze. Home. Now look north. The cliffs of Hispania loom like a promise, destiny. A soldier whimpers. How will we return if Tariq seizes a torch? The flame dances in his dark eyes as he hurls it onto the nearest ship. The sails, his sails, woven by Berber women during winter nights, explode into a golden inferno. What burns with the fleet? The last letters from Tariq's mother, unread in a sailor's chest. A Persian lute, gifted by Florinda. Its strings snap like dying gasps. Every coward's hope of retreat. The air is thick with screams. Men torn between fear and faith. Some fall to their knees, clutching their swords in trembling hands. Others watch in silent awe, their eyes reflecting the flames that now consume their way home. Men scream as the fire spreads. Captain Yusuf grabs Tariq's arm. "You doom us all," until the scimitar flashes. The severed hand lands sizzling on a burning deck. Tariq's final command echoes over the crackling pyre. No ship remains, no home awaits, only victory or paradise. The sea boils with molten tar. The air tastes of charred dreams. And when the last mast collapses into the waves, 12,000 voices roar as one. They march north. Guadalete River, July 711 AD. 3 months later, Tariq's army is starving. They eat scorpions skewered on daggers, leather straps boiled into broth, the still warm livers of fallen Visigoths. Roderick's golden chariot gleams across the valley. His army stretches to the horizon. 100,000 men polished like jewels. Tariq's lieutenant Khalid Yahya whispers, "Will be bones by noon." Then the mules. 300 starving beasts stampede toward the Visigoths, Greek fire satchels strapped to their backs. The explosion paints the sky in colors no Andalusian poet will ever name. The battlefield transforms into a nightmare. Visigoth soldiers screaming as their armor melts against their flesh. Horses collapsing in agony, banners consumed by fire. Tariq watches, unmoved. Tariq finds Roderick crawling through the mud, his armor fused to his skin. The king gasps, "Mercy." Tariq's sword falls 3 times. The third strike severs the crown from the head. Toledo, winter 712. But a victory tastes like the sour wine from Roderick's cellars, the screams of Visigoth nobles thrown from their palaces, the silence of the great mosque's first call to prayer. Tariq sits on Roderick's throne. His burned hands leave blood smears on the armrests. Florinda enters, her once beautiful face now gaunt. She presses Roderick's crown into Tariq's lap. "You kept your promise." Her voice is hollow. She is neither victorious nor defeated, just emptied. Tariq looks into her eyes and sees nothing but a woman who lost her home. Twice. Outside, Musa's Arab army arrives. 18,000 fresh troops to steal his glory. 2010 AD. What remains of Tariq? A child's rhyme in Moroccan villages. Burn your boats, burn your fears. The strange tomatoes that grow near Gibraltar. Their seeds mutated by ancient Greek fire. A single Berber spear in Madrid's museum, labeled Moorish, circa 8th century. In 2016, a fisherman near Tarifa pulls up a blackened timber. The wood still smells of smoke after 1,300 years. It is set aside, dismissed as driftwood. No one remembers, no one knows. Tariq's story asks, what would you burn to cross from slavery to legend? If this journey through fire moved you, share it. Because some flames never go out.